Good morning, guys. So basically, today we are gonna talk about Nigeria, mainly the economy, and not just the economy, the security, the president, everything. Firstly, we know that we have the worst president in the whole world, Bola Tinubu. Not a good guy, not a great guy. It's bad to the economy and everything. But we have to look at a lot of the issues. First, let's talk about the fuel, petrol issue right now. Petrol prices have gone high, almost times two from last week. From last week till now is almost times two. Basically, I would say last year, 2023, it was about 200 naira per liter. Now it's about 1,000 naira per liter. That's basically a five times increase. And what we've seen is that school resumed yesterday. A lot of people are not coming out for school. A lot of schools have closed down because it's too expensive. Nobody's gonna pay those fees. They can barely even buy food. So you're seeing a new generation of people that are not gonna be educated. Normally, I always say one thing: Nigeria is one country, but there's a huge lifestyle in the north that differs from the south, and one of it is education. And what we see with all this crisis right now is a lot of people cannot afford education in the south. That just means that the big issue facing the north, because when you see lack of education in the north, it leads to early marriage, it leads to a lot of uneducated people that they can barely even develop water system, efficient water system. Even in the south, they're still struggling, but with the education, it's still way better. But the next generation might face those issues. It's just going all the way back. Normally, 10 years ago, we would have said the aim is that in the next 20 years, the people in the north would have been like the people in the south and there'll be education. But now it even looks like the people in the south are going to be like the people in the north. That's how bad it's going to be. How can they solve those issues? A crude oil nation, you cannot afford petroleum. Doesn't make any sense. How can they solve that issue? And if the petrol is so expensive, you'll be having other issues in the country. People will not be able to go out and do business because a lot of people are saying that I will spend this amount to go and do business and or even to go to work. And what you will notice that the money that you're using to go to work is literally the money that is basically about 40% of your salary to a lot of people. So it's like it's even worth it to go to work because you do that one before your rent is gonna be there. That rent is gonna be like 60% or so. So everything's already done. You can feed yourself, you can feed your family. This is happening heavily in the country. So the petrol issue is something that needs to be solved. The insecurity is another thing that needs to be solved. When we look at it right now, with lack of petrol that's leading to high prices in a lot of things, you'll be seeing one issue in the country, and that's something that's gonna keep growing. Hungry people. Because as I said, you use all your money in transportation and rent, you can feed yourself and your family. The more people are hungry, the more armed robbery. The more armed robbery, the more insecurity. Even when things were not that bad, you can barely secure the nation. Now things are worse. Well, the insecurity is just gonna get worse. It's gonna be so bad that in every street you're gonna be seeing cases of armed robbery at least once a year. And those are streets that you might not even be seeing armed robbery in 3 years or 4 years. That's just how bad it is. And some people even predict it's gonna be worse. That's just it. Then another thing that we have to look at right now is lack of infrastructure. There's no good infrastructure. There've never been good infrastructure. I saw a lot of people praising Goodluck Jonathan or Obasanjo. I'm like, oh, come on. I always say that people like that have not been overseas. Go to like the US, go to like the UK, Canada, and then you look at Goodluck Jonathan, look at Ambassador, you say you deserve to be in jail. How much is it to do the roads and everything? It doesn't cost that much. These things doesn't cost that much. This is something that I should not be praising anybody in the past administration, because if you cannot do these things, you're as good as useless. And that's the case. I always say that one of the main way to solve all this issue is just privatize everything. Do it in a way that is not gonna be a monopoly. Put a lot of anti-monopoly laws and privatize everything. Even the making of the roads. Like I came up with an idea that to me I still believe is the best idea for countries like Nigeria with massive corruption and a lot of bad government. The best idea is this: let the citizens that know how to build roads and have money to build roads do the roads. Then you're gonna create a separate kind of tax. It's going to be privatization tax. Now that tax will be the tax that will be the collection of money from citizens, that they use that money, that the private citizens use that money to build the roads. What do I really mean by that? Imagine right now a couple of engineers in the country come together to build road in a local government. Now everybody in that local government will be paying a percentage of money to pay back to those couple of people that built the road. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Now in that case, what is going to happen is this: number one, since it's private people building the road and they know that they're going to collect their money with little interest, which is going to be good for them, you will see people that are motivated to build it. That's number one. Then number two, if that tax is going to be different from the normal tax, and since it's a privatization tax, you will give it to the people that build the road to collect the tax, or they might set up a corporation to collect the tax. Trust me, they will collect your money. So what you've done in that instant right now is that you've created a body that are eager to build the roads or the electricity, and they're not going to be scared of losing their money, because if a private citizen puts $10,000 to build the road, or 1 million naira to build the road, let me tell you, he's going to collect his money because it's an investment. Just doing those things alone will change everything. If they do it for everything, roads, they do it for hospitals, schools, electricity, the whole country is going to change in less than 10 years. Because you're going to see citizens that have money, they might not have the full money to build your road, but they'll come together, form a cooperative or whatever. It might be up to about 1,000 citizens, bring in 1 million naira each. And before you know, they build the road in your local government. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. And it's just going to change everything. So, these things need to happen. We cannot keep running away from this fact that this is not a problem, because it is a problem. But the main aim is, when are we going to have the government that's going to do this? Because nobody should tell me that Goodluck Jonathan and Obasanjo were good. No. They were bad in form of normal human being standard, because those guys could not build roads. They could not do anything. Yes, the economy was not failing so massively, but to be honest with you, it was always a ticking time bomb. That is just it. Another issue that's killing Nigeria is heavily dependent on oil. 80% of our exports were oil. And when I did a lot of research and you look at the number of jobs that the oil market brings in Nigeria, it's less than, and I am not joking, it's less than 1 million people. And their total number of 200 and something million people, but the number of working people in the country is about close to 80 million. And the jobs for oil that brings 80% of the country's revenue is just less than 1 million employees. That just means firstly, putting all your basket in oil doesn't make any sense. If you want to put all your basket in tech and that hires like 10 million people, you might even look that, well, this is better than the oil, right? So the thing is that the government need to spread out this whole job market. Make it diverse. That's what I'm trying to say. You can't put all your basket in just oil. Take the oil revenue, give it to smart people in the middle class to start small family business corporation. It might be this guy is repairing cell phone. You might even give a small money, small loan to be making small cell phone that's not really high tech. And they start selling them before as they are getting profit, they start buying better component or making better component, investing in innovation. And that's it. You just like that before you hit the tech sector, you hit the medical sector, you hit it. But they need to do that. You cannot put all your basket of oil. It's not gonna bring employment. It doesn't make any sense. It's just like right now. Imagine if you have 10 eggs. Or sorry, imagine if you have 10 individuals. These are 10 individuals right now. And you're creating a job, and the job that you're creating is to sweep a room. And there's only one individual that needs to sweep a room. And you're depending on just that one job. That just means that you're not using your brain, because what's going to happen to the remaining 9 people? How are they going to get employed? So you need to think of how to push the market in a way that everybody can benefit from it. If they do those things, do everything right, the country should be okay in 10 years. It is an easy fix. People should not tell me that the job is hard. No. To be honest with you, it's not. They make it seem that way because they are not doing the right thing. If anybody's saying that the job is hard for Tinubu, I'll tell you one thing. Is he doing the right thing? Is he making the right investment? Is he getting the right people to do the job? Right now, they're still heavily dependent on oil. What is he doing about that? And if he's doing all those things, and he's privatizing every single thing, and then someone tells me that it's not working because the job is high, I will keep my mouth shut. But the sincere truth is, the job is not hard. He's not just doing the right thing. And that's what makes a difference. That's it anyway. Just a story now for today. We hope that maybe Tinubu is going to watch this. And we hope that there's going to be new changes in the country.